Good afternoon. It's July the 13th. It's a warm one. Not minus. I wish it was minus. No, I don't wish it was minus, actually. 27. Going to 32 today, so a warm one. I'm heading downtown, but it's going to be a one-way walk today because I'll be meeting my wife down there later for a meeting and then bringing the car back. So just to stretch it out a little bit, I'll take a not perfectly direct route downtown. We'll go over and go up through the park a little bit and go that way. Make it a bit longer than the 20 minutes it is if I walk straight to the Hotel Saskatchewan, which is where I'm headed, as I often like to go to write. Been busy with publishing stuff all morning. The latest release from Shadow Paw Press, What If You Could, which is a picture book about a little caterpillar that has to overcome the cold voice of self-doubt in order to become a beautiful butterfly, is now available to order. A portion of all sales goes to jack.org, which is a youth mental health charity organization. And Lynn Harley, who's the author, is currently biking to Montreal from the prairies to raise money for jack.org. And so it's all for a good cause. It's a sweet little book, and it's available now to order. If you go to shadowpawpress.com, you'll find it. Although, from a shipping-wise, your best bet is actually Amazon. I can't match Amazon Prime free delivery. But if you go to books2read.com, that's numeral 2, books2read.com/whatifyoucould, you can find links to a bunch of different bookstores that are offering it. There'll be a hardcover as well, but I'm still waiting to see a proof of that before I make it live. So at the moment it's available in paperback and ebook, and the hardcover will come along in the next little while. Assuming that when I get it, probably next week, it looks good and doesn't need any revision, which will delay it further if it does. I've also been doing some editing work and some layout work for somebody else, but I do need to do more editing, so my goal here, getting out of the house, will be to work with words rather than all the sort of publishing stuff. Editing another book for Shadow Paw Press. I'm editing a novel on a freelance basis. And of course I'm working on my own YA book, Changers, which has been stalled for a little bit, but I think I figured out a big problem with it. And I think once I plunge back into it, which I hope to do today, it will start to advance rapidly. My middle grade fantasy novel, Fireboy, which I've been looking for a home, has passed through the first round of at Future House Publishing. They liked the query and said it looked like it could be a good fit for them, so please send the complete manuscript. So I've done that. Now I'm just waiting to see what they think of the actual book. They like the premise, but will they like the actual book? It's not a guarantee. Oop. We'll go through the underpass. It's the easiest way to get over to the other side. And the other big news is that Daw Books, my publisher in New York, my novel, The Tangled Stars, it's coming out this fall as my 12th novel for them. I knew that they were working on something big, and yesterday they let authors know, and then today it became public that Daw has been acquired by Astra Publishing House. Astra is a big growing publishing business, and Daw will be their sole science fiction fantasy imprint. They also have a YA and children's books imprints, and so that's interesting. I'm hoping that some of my YA might find a home there now that I have a connection to their Daw Books imprint. We'll see. That might just be a pipe dream, but I have floated it by my agent, so we'll see what he thinks. There's a big hole here, and the stop sign is not currently stopping anybody because it's leaning up against the side of the bridge here. So that is really big news with DAW. DAW has always been a privately held company. They've never been part of a chain, although they've been under the Penguin Random House umbrella for distribution. But so is Astra, who's now acquired them. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all plays out. The entire staff and the publishers and everybody have simply moved over to Astra. So whatever the agreement is, DAW clearly liked it. I know they weren't happy at Penguin Random House the way things were going there, so this should be an improvement. Ooh, it's a windy one. Should go take a look at the water. I think there might be whitecaps on it today. You can see it sparkling away there. I'm not going around the lake though. Way too many people at lunchtime. Everybody comes out of the woodwork and starts walking around the lake. Anyway, Friday is my walk around the lake day, not Wednesday. This is Speaker's Corner. We're passing through. I don't walk along this path all the time, so it's always nice to come this way once in a while. I'm back on my wired mic. The wireless one was cutting out. It didn't last for my entire walk. It cut out. I can't trust it. And the wired one here, which was cheap, and the others cost a lot of money, but the wired one works and they don't. So I think I'll just bite the bullet and use a wired mic. I did put some more slack into it though, so it doesn't get caught on my arm and jerk around like it does sometimes. You can see how many more people there are out here at lunchtime. I don't usually see this many even on this stretch when I'm walking along here. The lake would be crawling with people. And if you've walked with me often enough, you know I don't actually like people very much. It's not when I'm walking. I'd rather be all by myself in solitary splendor. Oh, flying a kite over here. Trying to, anyway. This fence over here is the staging ground for the new pool they're building, which will open next year, 2023. I'd wondered if they were trying to get it ready this year. They're not. But I suppose the goal is to have it ready as soon as swimming season commences next year, in the spring, summer, late spring. Nobody swims in early spring because everything's usually still frozen. And then they'll have to repair all this grass that's been destroyed during this process. There were big piles of stuff here, and they're down to just a few little piles, so they're making progress. I wonder if the fence will come down this summer, if they've got everything moved over to the construction site. Could be. All the way over here. I'm carrying my laptop, which always makes things hotter. Credit Union building. I'm actually going to cut across the grass here because I want to walk behind it. Brand new, as you know, if you've walked with me before. It's grown on me. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but actually I kind of like it. Not that they asked whether I liked it or not. Funny that. I don't get final say on things that are done in the city. And I don't know why. Really, I should. I should be the king, or the emperor, or the absolute monarch, or the dictator. Dictator has a nice ring to it. I could dictate what I want done, and it would be done. Here's the entrance back here. This is probably more the main entrance than the other side, because this is where the parking is. Over there, there's parking. And then there's also even an underground lot here. And if we go down this way, see how they're doing on the first Dark Hall there, which I've been through before. I might get trapped over here. I guess there's not actually a path that way. Okay, well, I'll go the other way. But anyway, there's Dark Hall entrance. Yeah, I think the new building has grown on me quite a lot. Certainly the landscaping is far more complete than when I was walking here a year ago. There's much more under construction still. There's the pool construction area over there. So underground parking right there. And this is Dark Hall itself. As I mentioned before, I've had my photo taken in front of that bush there many a time when we used to do shows in Dark Hall every year, Victoria Day weekend. So it was just when the leaves were coming out, and we usually would have a cast photo taken out here in front of what was then a much smaller bush than it is now. It looks like they're still working on this area in between Dark Hall and the college building. So they took down one wing of the college building, and that's what that is, brand new. But they kept the facade for the most part, even though the inside was also changed quite a bit. And I can actually walk through there today because they're not requiring masks anymore. So I think that's what I'll do. I hadn't thought about that until just now, but I can. So let's walk through into the interior here, assuming the doors are open, and I think they will be. College building. This was just kind of a wilderness back here, old bushes and a dirt road, I think, even before it was all renovated. It's a really handsome building, and I'm glad they were able to. There's a couple of rooms in here that we helped sponsor that have our names on them. One room has our name on it, and another one has my wife's mother's name on it. So let's see if I can get in today. Is it open? I'll find out in a minute. It is. All right, let's go through. There you can see all this new part back here. And then, so here's the facade that was saved. So from the front, you still see the old, what looks like the old building here, but in fact, it's all new behind here. As long as I'm here and it's open, why don't I go up the stairs? Admittedly, the elevator would have been easier. Get another look how that all works. Now, you is the room that has my mother-in-law's name on it. Is it down here or is it up? There we go. Dr. Alice Goodfellow is my mother-in-law. So it's the Goodfellow Movement Studio. View from the window, just where we were down there. So here's the back of the original building. Now it's all indoors. And these beautiful big windows here to look out of. Now, right, and here's our room. Hodges Willett's room. Margaret Ann Hodges, P. Inch, and Edward Willett. How cool is that? That's our room. We'd still have to pay to use it though. So this is all what the old interior looked like, and this is the old staircase, which I used to come up all the time. When Alice was starting dance, she started it here in the conservatory, and there was a dance studio up here, which has kind of been replaced now by the Goodfellow Movement Studio I was just pointing out. I presume the Recital Hall is still up there. There's a very nice Recital Hall. Down in the basement there are practice rooms and that sort of thing. And there's artwork, of course, all over the place. Yes, I know some of these pieces because they came from the collection of Morris and Jackie Shumiacher, and Jackie and Morris were very good friends, especially of my wife's family, and then of course, when I married her. We were just looking at wedding shower pictures that we took at their house 25 years ago, because that's how long it's been since we were married. I got to be careful on the steps here. And I particularly like this piece here, the stack of books on the tree trunk. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. Just inside the college building. That's a cool sculpture. It's by Vic Sikansky, The Stairway Tree of Knowledge. So there you go. I'm glad I'm finally able to come in here and show it off. All right, let's carry on. So now we're on the other side. There's Dark Hall again. There's the front of the building, college building. And we're just going to go straight up Scarth Street here, which will take me to the Hotel Saskatchewan, which is my end point today. And then later, I'll be going to the TD Bank building for a meeting with a banker and my wife. We're doing these renovations, so you have to move money around to pay for them. Another good reason to come downtown is that they are banging away in my backyard as they start to build the deck. That's College. Which one is called which? College Garden, I guess, is the first one. So this is all where Central Collegiate used to be, one of the old high schools. It's in this block here. So this is College Garden. And and the next one along here is College Court, where we have a condo and where we lived when we were first married. So when we took Alice to dance classes when she was little, it was just a matter of crossing the street here. I still remember that. There was just a nice way to spend Saturday morning, taking her to dance. Always enjoyed that. She was like 3 or 4, so very little.
70.
Again, this is a transition area, so you have what used to be houses are now becoming, or have become, businesses. Most of these, though not quite all of them. Not sure what's in there right now. And then you also then have buildings that are just business buildings. There's College Court over there. This used to be Teachers Credit Union, but now it's Synergy Health and Wellness. These trees here were there when the high school was there, so it was nice that you had these mature trees in front of the building, even when it was brand new. I believe this is still a private residence. But then it's right next to this, the Prince Charles apartment building here. There's a swimming pool. There was a swimming pool back there. It's there, but it's empty. And some of these trees, especially at the end of the building, have grown up since the building was built, like that big pine there, which is now several stories tall. It was just a sapling when we moved in. That's Central Park over there, so yes, we have a condo off of Central Park. Sounds more impressive if you let people think you live in New York. Not quite as impressive if you live in Regina. This has been empty for a long time. There's not even a sign saying anybody's going to build anything there, which there was at one point. When I first moved here, there was a restaurant there actually, in an old house, but long gone. And for a while it was supposed to be some sort of condos, but never happened. Well, hello from Chile. Hi. Jose, I think that says. It's always hard for me to see. Central Park. A couple of houses were torn down here as well, old houses. There's still a couple of these little nondescript old houses here, and another apartment building. If you're just joining me, it's about 27 degrees here, going to 32 today. You know Regina from my videos. Well, parts of it, certainly parts I haven't been in, and parts I'll never be in, but and parts I've been in many, many times, like this part. Certainly downtown I've covered well, just because I live so close to it. The fringes I get to once in a while, but I have to drive out there, and I don't have a car right now because my daughter's working on a summer job, and my wife has the other car, so I'm just on foot. And that limits what I do during the week to places I can get to from my house. And the old apartment buildings over there. And another one on this side. Tudor, I guess, appearance, or something like that. Turrets and spikes and things. Looks like that one's going to be down soon. When they were doing the work on the college building, the conservatory moved into this building, so I was in there quite a bit because Alice was taking trombone lessons at the time, so we'd come here for those. Lawyer's office. I'm not sure what all is in this one. Various things, changes over time. This one, that new part on top has been added since I started living in this neighborhood. So you can see they've kept kind of the old brick, but then it's all new inside pretty much, I think. And I mentioned Morris and Jackie Schumacher. This was Haldane House here was Morris's law office. I was in there once, I think, while it was still a law office. I mean, I think it still is a law office, but it belongs to somebody else now. And there's the SAS Power building, the big, tall, curving one there. The architect was his name just slipped out of my head, which is ridiculous because I've known him forever. Joseph Pettick, and he was inspired by Brazilian architect at the time, and that's Blessed Sacrament Church in front of it. And here's the Hotel Saskatchewan, built about the same time as our house, so it's coming up on 100 years old. I mean, this isn't the most attractive side of the SAS Power building, but the front is quite interesting, and he was inspired by Brazilian modernism, if I remember right. Very well-known architect. Did a number of prominent buildings in the city and elsewhere. Knew him pretty well. He and his wife. Used to see him quite often walking down here. That was years ago. As you can see, they've been working on it too. Quite a bit of work going on. Blessed Sacrament here, the church I've been in quite a few times because we used to record in there with the University of Regina chamber singers whenever we did our recording. And there's downtown, the Twin Towers. There's now a third one, but those two match, so I guess they're still the Twin Towers. And then that old federal office building there. So I'll stop here because I'm going into the hotel. Thanks for walking with me, and I'll be back in some fashion tomorrow, I would think. Bye for now.